So before this video gets started, if you are an Uber driver, a Lyft driver, or a gig worker and you want paid time off, if you want paid time off, sick leave, you want protection if you get into accidents, if you want income protection, if you want protection if you ever get deactivated, hospitalized, if you ever do get deactivated and you want your account back as well, there's a brand new company that just launched and they got $1.6 million in funding. They're doing same day cash transfers to drivers, to gig workers for paid time off, all that stuff. If you want that, the company's called Cover. And if you use my link down below, you get 30 days for free. It does start at $7 a month. But again, if you use my link, you get 30 days for free. No commitments, no annual contracts. You can cancel and pause at any time. The company's called Cover. At least check it out. At least click my link down below and accept that gift of 30 days for free. And now let's get on to the video. Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. My name is Dylan. Thank you so much for coming by. So today's video is a very serious one, but it is an update in the Uber driving, self-driving car crash that happened in Arizona, and there's an update on basically with everything that happened, and I did want to share that with you. I don't like necessarily making these negative videos, but again, this is a reality and this is a very relevant topic to Uber driving, and this channel is about being a best rideshare driver. So self-driving, we know, has always been a possibility. I don't know if any of us can imagine that it's going to be happening anytime soon, but you know, maybe within the next 10, 20 years, who knows, right? We don't know. 30 years, who knows? Uber and Lyft have been very, very adamant in saying that self-driving is coming fast. Elon Musk as well. Elon Musk, you guys remember, he said that he's releasing 1 million robo-taxis, self-driving taxis in the year by 2021. Have we seen any of them? No. Actually, Lyft in 2016 said that every single Lyft car will be self-driving by 2021. I haven't seen any of those, but I don't know why, but these companies have been, I'm assuming it's for investor purposes. I'm assuming most investors invest into Uber and Lyft because they are convinced them that they are going to go self-driving. There has been one fatal accident from a self-driving Uber car. I believe that's, I don't know, unless I haven't heard any other stories except for this one. That's what we're gonna be talking about today. Let's take a look at it. Let's go into the details. Again, this is difficult for me to talk about, but I think at the same time it is important just so we all are on the same page of what's going on. Here we go. Uber robocar safety driver charged with negligent homicide. So basically, a quick backstory on what happened is they were testing out an Uber car. I believe they partnered with Volvo. Don't get me wrong on that, but they have a driver who was going out, and basically what he was doing, he sits in the car behind the wheel. The car is driving itself, and the car should be responding to, should be driving on its own, right? Whatever. At the same time, it wasn't legal for that to happen. So they had a driver monitoring it. Well, the driver wasn't paying attention and it hits a woman. The car hit a woman. And unfortunately, the woman did not make it. This was in March. So just over 2 years ago, a woman was walking her bicycle through a street, isolated road, middle of the night, I believe, and one key factor remained: would there be criminal liability for the safety driver? So it took 2 years because, again, this is all brand new regulations. You know what I mean? Like, nobody knows what happens legally if a self-driving car hits another car. Who's at fault? Hits a person. Who's at fault? Is it the the people who made the technology? Like, who's at fault here? So in this case, it didn't get fully approved, but they had testing capability approved, and the person behind the wheel who was supposed to be monitoring this car was not paying attention. And I saw footage, and he had his head down, and he was looking at his laptop, I believe. I don't know if he was doing some work on his laptop or whatever. So it took 2 years, and the answer became yes. With the indictment from a grand jury, the county attorney filed charges for negligent homicide today, a class 4 felony that can bring a sentence of 4 to 8 years. Obviously, it wasn't on purpose at all, but at the same time, it still did happen. Few further details or comments were given by the attorney or Uber or the defendant, who pled not guilty. So the driver, I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, he is guilty in some aspect that he should have been monitoring it, but at the same time, who knows? Because who knows what Uber told him to do? Oh, just let the car. They probably, I don't know if they told him, hey, you know, just let the car drive by itself, you know, just sit there, hang out. Who knows if he was on a 10, who knows if he was sitting in there for 10 hours, 2 hours, whatever it was. I don't know what his instructions were. That's the thing. If his instructions were just sit in there and hang out and whatever, I don't know, but let's keep reading. She was charged because her job was to operate a okay, it was a girl, a woman, excuse me. She was charged because her job was to operate a prototype vehicle known to need interventions. Yet, as police allege, she was instead watching this. Oh, she was watching a TV show. Okay. Excuse me. That's bad. Okay. She was streaming The Voice on her phone, rarely looking at the road. So I'm assuming they had cameras inside the car. And I did think I saw footage of it, of the person inside the car at the time of the accident. It would be extremely clear how negligent that was in an ordinary car, and so it is not surprising to see her charged. The remaining issue is to what extent she decided to do this because she trusted the technology too much. As you guys might know, I've driven a Tesla before. I've driven multiple Teslas. So they have self-driving capability. I have always been very, very hesitant with my Tesla. So I bought a Tesla. So I rented one, fell in love with it. I bought one about 6 months later. I returned it because of a myriad of problems. Basically, it was really, really hurting my knee. The seat was like so compact. I got the compact one and it was killing my knee. The 2018 model that I rented was fine. The 2019 one, I don't know what changes they made, but I literally was limping after driving that thing. So I returned it. But while I drove the car probably for a total of 3 days with the first rental car, another 7 days with the car that I had before I returned it, and then I rented another Model S, a different model, to try that one out for a day. So, you know, I drove probably for around 10 days total. I still don't trust self-driving. I always was still, you know, making sure. I've seen some people who are like talking with their friends while the car's driving. I don't trust that just because the technology's not fully approved yet. So most of all, the Uber's car wasn't very good. Report suggests at that time it was needing an intervention quite frequently, perhaps every 23 miles. Yes, that might only be once or twice in an hour in a place like Tempe, but it's off. Sorry, there's a huge FedEx truck trying to back up. If it had gotten to the level that companies like Waymo are at, needing interventions every tens of thousands of miles, you can certainly see the risk of complacency. So according to this article, the Uber car really wasn't, you know, intervention every 2 hours. How are you supposed to send that car on the road to pick up passengers when it needs a intervention twice every hour? Sorry, I think I said every 2 hours. Twice every hour. Waymo has gone tens of millions of miles with only one minor at-fault accidents, a record far superior to a typical human driver who only drives about 500,000 miles in their life. Okay. At-fault accidents of any kind, let alone. I would be curious, what is the common human accident average after how many miles? It has to be 100,000 or something, 200,000. It has to be less than 200,000. And for this company, Waymo, to go millions of miles, tens of millions of miles with only one accident, I mean, that has to be better than humans. But again, this is a very controversial topic. I just wanted to raise this out, you know, talk about this video, give you all the update with what happened. You know, the person got homicide, 5 to 8 years in prison or jail, class 4 felony. That's what happened. That's the update. I'm assuming, I don't know, I'll give you guys updates on this stuff. I don't know if you guys find this self-driving cars topics interesting, but if you do, let me know. Again, thank you for watching today's video, and I will talk to you all soon. Have a great day, guys. Bye.